Hey, y'all. So, I think most commonly people think of posture. When they think of posture, it's about our bodies. In sports, when working out, in yoga, Pilates, all of those things. And practicing the correct posture to get the result that you want is not something you can do just one time. It needs to be continuous, it needs to become habitual, right? And for the sake of today's conversation, when showing up to our loved ones or with God, I want to talk about spiritual posture and heart posture. So I'm Bailey. This is Through Faithfulness, a space I've created to slow down a bit and just talk about things that we don't get to on a day to day. With all of our obligations and energy that we're giving out to others, it's a space for us to feed ourselves. Now, I'm definitely working on my prayer life. I do pray daily. I like to thank God first thing in the morning and definitely at night and over majority of my meals. However, I would say that my posture when I pray can definitely vary. Sometimes it feels routine and disingenuous, if I'm being honest. And other times I am at my knees or on my knees, sorry, crying at Jesus's feet. And while I would prefer the latter to be more consistent, I think just showing up authentically is what's important. And when it comes to loved ones, I did want to share this story because I think it speaks to us hiding emotions and hiding feelings due to shame or lack of awareness and anything in between. So, this was about 5 years ago. I was going through a tough time in my romantic life. And one of my friends was asking me for advice. And I like to be the person that my friends go to for advice. I mean, who doesn't? It's like, oh, you value my opinion. I want to be able to help you in this way. Yes. However, what she was wanting advice on, I was not in a healthy space to give sound advice. I had shattered, my rose colored glasses have been completely shattered, and I was unhappy. I was bitter. I was probably a little bit jealous as well, to be honest. And I was proud of myself because I loved this person so much. I didn't want to jeopardize our friendship due to a temporary posture. So I told her and I said, listen, I know you're going through a tough time or this is a big decision, what may have you. I need you to go to someone else because what I'm going through is very fresh and I don't know what spirit is advising you right now because I'm seeing through a very narrow, broken, and distorted lens. And while that was very transparent to say, I'm glad I did. And she respected me for it. And, I just think sometimes we can go through things with people and you question people sometimes like, I don't really know if they're supporting me right now, or I don't, but this is my good friend. I just don't know. I didn't feel like that was genuine. And it can come down to posture. It's not always this person isn't for me, but they just might be in a bad way. So, in terms of letting God and letting Jesus in our hearts, I think it's the exact same approach. Just be honest. Hey God, I'm praying and it feels a bit routine right now, but I'm thankful for these things. Even if they're shallow things, sometimes that's just the day, but it's continuing to practice the posture of going to God, being at Jesus's feet. I try to balance between praying down as I'm falling asleep. Like I'll wake up sometimes and be like, did I even finish that prayer? Went straight to sleep. and starting to build the discipline of getting up, or even before I get in the bed, honestly. But if I do get in the bed, getting up, getting on my knees, and laying at God's feet, it creates this instant comfort when your posture is that way. I don't have to carry all this anymore. Some days I get on my knees, I don't even know that I felt that heavy that day until I give it to God. And I'm like, whoo, wow, I feel so much better. And I think that level of safety and security and comfort is something we all desire in our relationships and in our relationship with God. I would also encourage you to invite God into the depths of your heart. Depths. And that's scary. It's scary to do because we don't even look that deep sometimes. I don't really know what's down in there. But God will get in there and he will clean you out. Purification. And when you allow God into your heart and to bring those things that are not of him to the surface, it becomes easier to be vulnerable and to be transparent with him about those things because you know that your heart is pure. You feel me? So, anyway, that's all for today. I hope this resonated. I hope this helped someone. I want to encourage everyone to just do a check before you pray, do a check before you give advice, just to see where you're at with it. All right. Until next time.